Hey everybody, it's Jason here. And because of coronavirus, social distancing, and not being able to leave my house, I got pretty bored today, so this is what became of that. I'm a Formula One fan, and I am from Indianapolis, Indiana, in the United States. And we hosted the United States Grand Prix for 7 years, from 2000 to 2007. And I've never really forgiven Formula One for leaving. And Bernie Ecclestone, there's a whole different spiel about him that I'm not going to say, but I don't like him. He vowed to never come back to Indianapolis, but now that Roger Penske owns the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, um, the door is now back open for Formula One to return, and they're already talking about potentially adding in a second race in the United States. Obviously, they're not leaving Circuit of the Americas in Austin. That's a really great circuit, and I really enjoy it. Um, but there was once upon a time discussed a circuit on the streets of Indianapolis. And that got me thinking, how could I design a street circuit in the streets of Indianapolis that could be viable for Formula One and, feature some nice long straights that are fast, some fast corners, some narrow, sharp corners, some free flowing stuff, some tight turns. Basically, all the different things you like to have in a street circuit, kind of all in one, while also staying downtown Indianapolis and giving all the sights, passing by most of the stuff that you want to see when you're in the city of Indianapolis. And so, without further ado, here's what I came up with today uh, while I was locked in my house. So, what I came up with here is a 23 turn, 4 and about 3/4 mile track. And so, of course, that's on the longer side, but it's got a lot of different things that you'd like to see in a street circuit, including very long, fast straights, some free-flowing, really quick turns. You also have some tighter turns, and then you also um, pass by a lot of the different things that make the city special, and you see them while you're driving on the street circuit. So you have some free-flowing areas like turn 3, which is just kind of a bend in the road, and turn 7, which is also just kind of a bend in the road. And you have two very long straights on the front straight down Washington Street, and then the back, I call it the back straight, down New York. And then you also have a couple of really tight areas, like on Virginia Avenue at turns 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Those are kind of reminiscent of Castle Square at Baku in Azerbaijan. They're very, very, very tight quarters, turns. But again, you get a lot of the different things that you like in street circuits, kind of all mixed together. And since it is a very fast track, um, it's okay. I found it to be okay on the longer side. But it passes by most of the things you like, including going onto Monument Circle, downtown Indianapolis. And for those that don't know, Indianapolis is known as the Circle City um, because they're in the middle of the city. Right in the middle, there is a monument called the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. And there's a circle of road right around it called Monument Circle. And then, of course, you go around at least a quarter of that as well. But here we go. Here is a Google Street View pass of the track. So here we go down the front straightaway, down Washington Street, past the JW Marriott, and then make a left into turn 1 and a right into turn 2 here to go across the White River into the very, very, very slight turn 3. It's a very, very fast turn going past the Indianapolis Zoo. And then at White River Parkway here is turn 4. You make a right into the dog leg past the church. That is turn 5 right here. And then you make a right onto the very fast New York Street at turn 6, entering Sector 2, going across the bridge, back across the White River. And then there's a very slight bend in the road right there. And as you enter a DRS zone, very fast as you pass Carroll Stadium at IUPUI, as well as the campus of IUPUI here on the left. Very fast all the way down New York Street in the second sector. Very, very, very long DRS zone. And then coming to the end of this straightaway, You have Military Park here on the right, and then turn 8 onto West Street, and then turn 9 into Ohio Street. That's going to take you all the way back into central downtown Indianapolis. And once you turn here, in turn 10, you're going into Monument Square. And then you're going to go around 1/4 of the circle in turns 11, 12, and 13, back onto Market Street, out of Monument Circle, going back around as you enter the 3rd sector here. And then once you get back to Washington Street, or excuse me, to East Street, you're going to make a right on turn 14, and then one more block to Washington Street, turn 15, make another right, and then you take the breakaway to where Maryland Street branches off to become a one-way street, here at turn 16, and then here is the tightest turn, the tightest section of the track. Reminds me of Castle Square in Baku, up Virginia Avenue, back left onto Washington Street, into a DRS zone, underneath the Arts Garden, and then one block past the Arts Garden is Capitol Avenue, and that is your start-finish line, and that is a run-through of my hypothetical Indianapolis street circuit.